Racing on a public holiday at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the Poly track. It is Wednesday, the 24th of September, Heritage Day, and we've got 9 races on the program, with race number 1 set to get underway at 12 p.m. over the 1,000 meter trip. It is a maiden plate, and working alongside Dees Dynan for this Gallop TV preview show, and we'll get these thoughts in a moment on race number 1. Number 5, Panetti is your favorite, currently trading at around 16 to 10 in the market. It is Quartermaster, who's found support here, son of the United States on debut for Robbie Hill and Tristan Godden, from around 15 to 2 into 28 to 10. Number 4, Senor Resfrio at 7 to 2, Grand Force 5 to 1, Captain Frank, and then it is 25 to 1 and Better Ball. Those These, I thought it was a race between numbers 4 and 5, not knowing much about the first time a Quartermaster. He's got a bit of a speedy pedigree, and he's a son of the United States, so you naturally expect him to take to the Poly surface. But those with the experience under the belt, I thought 4 and 5 were the right two in the race.
Yeah, it's not part of the exotics, so, you know, punters hoping to get off to a flyer here with whatever bets they are taking. I trust that the valued racing fans are well. And of course, wishing you all the best on this public holiday. As Rael mentioned, Happy Heritage Day is race number 1, which is a maiden plate. So just having a look at number 4, Senor Resfrio. This is Yogus Governor's runner with Calvin Habib up. Calvin had a nice feel for this horse last time out. That was at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. I think if he can build on that, he'll run well. 5, Panetti, it's clear to see that his best runs have been over the course at the track. Should I say. He's run well on the Poly and on the turf over 1,000 meters, where he's just missed. And last time out, it was an encouraging run when they pushed him over 1,400 meters. That form line has seen Brew come out to win, Pembury a subsequent winner, who we'll see later on in the card. And then number 6, Captain Frank Rael, I wouldn't discount his chances, because I'm of the opinion that he may have just needed his first run in the province. He was poorly drawn that day, and it wasn't the worst of runs. So generally, the Matthew and Mike de Kock runners, when they arrive here in KZN, they will improve from one run to the next. So that could be the joker of the pack. I don't know much about 8, Quartermaster, has attracted all the betting support, but the stables say may need the run. So that is the horse that you mentioned has found all the betting support, number 8, Quartermaster. But if I'm playing, you know, trifectas and quartets here, you know, between numbers 3, 5 and 6, 4, 5 and 6, I think you can play around those horses. Number 2, Grand Force, I'm sure you recall last time out, there was lots of money when he was a blinker strike. So he's another horse that you can't discount. So whilst it's a small field, it's a race where I think you could try and get some good cash if you minimize your spend for trifectas and quartets.
Yeah, I think so, Dees. I think it's important if you can try and narrow your selections down for that first position. If you could just probably go with 2 horses, and then for second and third, you've got a few horses to play around. But just to add to number 6, Captain Frank, spoke to Mike de Kock during the week. He didn't seem quite upbeat about this horse's chances. He mentioned that he's a moderate maiden, and he's not really doing much, so not much expectations with him heading into the race, D. So let's see how he does shape up. He is currently at 5 to 1. But if you were to go for an exact in the race, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, but I think the more I look at the race, you know, whilst I respect the first time and the money for the first time, I think it's a race for Panetti to lose.
Yeah, that's horse number 5. Currently the top one in the market at 16 to 10, with Rachel Vinegar in the irons for Dennis Bosch.
Well, the exotics will begin in race number 2, which will start off the bipod, and the time that you need to get on the tote by 12:30. An open maiden this, over 1,200 meters. First up, we got 2 scratchings at the time of recording, numbers 3 and 7. They are out. 3 and 7 will take no part here. So the betting has them like so, Rael. Number 4, Zifos at 18 to 10 with the blinkers on. Serena Mudley for Fricky Kraling. Then we got number 6, Quincy Town at 9 to 2. And one more runner, which is number 8, Sovereign Command at 12 to 10. So it's a field now of just 8 runners after the 2 scratchings. Bipod players, I'm going to say the 2 runners that top the betting are good enough here. Zefos for Fricky Kraling. Yeah, blinkers, 1,200 meters. That last start was, you know, his best run to date. He enjoyed the Poly track. You know, that's a big positive for me. First run on the Poly track, showed his hand, ran well. He was drawn 10 out of 12. He's now positively drawn. And then 8 Sovereign Command. Well, chatted to Yoga's governor last time out. I think, he had another horse in the race. Name escapes me. I think it's Fine Dining, if I'm not mistaken, that I liked. That ran third. And this horse, Sovereign Command, did run on well for second behind Little Cracker. So 2 obvious selections here, Ryle. Not looking for anything too creative. I think it'll be a form result for the bar pot. 4 and 8, good enough for me.
Yeah, Deez, I fully agree with you on that. Those 2 horses to play around. My top choice is going to be number 4, Ziphos. I think the blinkers could make the world of difference with the son of William Longsword. And I just like the way he's been improving with racing. And as you mentioned, that last start, not a great draw, much better draw on Wednesday, and he's a kg better off at the weight towards Sovereign Command as well, so I think that could just swing things in his favour. But I think it could be a nice race to get involved in the box exact day 4 and 8.
Yeah, 4 and 8, the principals, race number 3. Give me one horse for quartets and trifectas that the boys can include for 3rd and 4th.
Deez, I think the obvious horse so could be number 9, Higher Love, with the 4 kgs off the back. If he can get to the head of affairs, he could stick around for 3rd and 4th.
Okay, number 9 going to be the roughie that you include for your quartets and trifectas. But in studio, it's the 2 runners at the top of the boards in leg 1 of the bipod, numbers 4 and 8.
Race number 3, next up, this is the start of the place accumulator. 1:05 is the off time. It's an open maiden for fillies and mares over 1400 meters. And number 1, Capricious Miss, is your favorite. 3-1, down 22-10. Number 9, Love the USA, also on offer at 22-10. Penan Nom at 4-1, along with number 10, Ada Lovelace. And then it is 12-1 and better for those. These start off the place accumulator. These 2 horses, Capricious Miss and Love the USA, both horses that I thought bring nice form to the table. But of the 2, I just get the feel that number 9, Love the USA, will appreciate being back up in trip to 1400 meters. I know that she's got a deep draw to contend with, a much more senior rider in the irons. She ran behind Tulip Fields last month. Don't think that's the worst piece of form going around. And I just feel that she could run a huge race in this contest. So I'm going to make her my top choice, followed by number 1, Capricious Miss, who showed very good improvement last time out with a lightweight on the back behind Line the Sky. And if I'm being honest, I'd much rather run 6 lengths to Tulip Fields and run just 1.5 lengths to Line the Sky and receiving weight. So I much prefer the form that the 9 horse brings into the race.
I don't like the look of this race, Ryle. I'm going to suggest 4 runners in the bar pot, 4 runners in the place accumulator, playing it very safe. 1, 8, 9, and 10 in numerical order. I'm just going to give you short comments. Number 1, Capricious Miss. The one thing that's clearly noticeable is that she's a big draw strike. 11 out of 12 last time out. She's now drawn 1. But I agree with you. If you pull out that form line, 11 runners in total, not a winner. So it's a weak form line. But all she could do was run well last time out. She's drawn 1. 8, Penanom for Stuart Ferry. The stable's in superb form. 1 can't discount any of their horses. 1400 meters, I think, is going to suit the horse much better. And then 1000 meters did last time out. 9, Love the USA. Yeah, that penultimate run, arguably her best run of her career to date. And she's only had 3 starts, so there's lots more to come from her. And then 10, Ada Lovelace from the Glen Cotson stable. Can't discount her chances, even though poorly drawn. So 1, 8, 9, and 10. If I had to give you a roving banker in the race, I'll agree with you with 9, Love the USA. Going to judge her on that penultimate run.
Yeah, on the run to charge it when there was lots of support for 7-2 down 18-10, and she went to the head of affairs, but unable to sustain that all the way through. So that's race number 3. 1, 8, 9, and 10 horses to play around here in the 3rd race.
Well, I think this pick 6 is worth a go on Wednesday on the poly track. It begins at 13:42. It's an open maiden over 1600 meters. And we'll have a look at some betting here. And the reason I think it's worth a go is because, if you start off light in your pick 6, then you're already, minimizing the spend. And in this race, the betting is like so. Number 5, Next of Kin, is at 8-10. And only one other runner in the betting, number 10, Take Your Best Shot, at 22-10. And those are the 2 runners that matter. Number 5, Next of Kin, debuting on the poly track last start behind Master de Rouvre. Going to watch that replay when fitted with cheek pieces, a horse that was starting to make a good late impression on the field when running on second behind Master de Rouvre. 61.5 kgs in this open maiden will have to give way to the entire field, including number 10, Take Your Best Shot, who's at home on the poly track, and anything from 1,200 to 2,000 meters suits him fine. Although he's taking many chances, Rael, you can't discount his recent form, and although poorly drawn as well. Stable's in good form. Marco van Rensburg, when he's in town, he seems to pick his spots on where he wants to ride for MJ Odendaal, or where MJ Odendaal wants him to ride for the stable, and they seem to have a very good high strike rate together. So numbers 5 and 10, good enough in all bets. I don't want to eliminate one or the other for the place accumulator or the bar pot. I think in those type of bets we'll have every chance of doubling up. But for the pick 6, I'm going to say safe, 5 and 10.
These I've got a roughie in the race that I'm going to be including into the play.
It's not Black Platinum.
No. It's number 6. That is from the MJ Odendaal yard. JC Portis takes a ride. He's 8 kgs better off at the weight with number 5, Next of Kin, on that last start. I was disappointed with the run because I thought from gate number 1 exactly.
The stable companion was in the race. Ticker Locks,
that ran third.
And that ran over the weekend.
So I just get the feel that he may have just needed that run a bit. I think with the 2.5 kgs off the back on the poly track in a field that lacks a bit of depth, there's only 2 horses that he's got to beat. I think he could be an improver in the race, and he's at around 12-1 in the market, so I think there's a bit of value. That run to Gallic Victor will catch the eye, beaten 6 lengths behind what potentially looks to be a smart sort in the making. And I just get the feel that he's value in a race where you get an 8-10 about the favourite and 22-10 about a horse that has had his fair share of chances. So I'm going to go with him each way. He's a horse that I think I'll get a fair run for my money here. But in terms of the pick 6, 4, 6 and 10 for me.
5, 6 and 10 for Raheel, and he's including number 6. So that's a nice find if that has to arrive. And if it doesn't win well, if it does place, trifectas and quartets will be boosted. So liking the lesser fancied of the 2 from the MJ Odendaal stable, Raheel, and that's horse number 6. But 5 and 10, the principals. Joker of the pack, horse number 6, leg 1 of the pick 6.
Race number 5, this is a C stakes of the 1600 meter trip. It is the start of jackpot 1. 2 is the off time. Number 3, El Rey Vienne, favorite here at 5-2. Number 1, Run to Rio on offer at 3-1. Number 10, Penbury, he is at 7-2. Send Me is a 6-1 shot. You can then get 8-1 and better balls. These, I don't like the look of this race. I'm going to suggest 2 horses as value horses, value selections in the race for trifectas and quartets. Number 4, King's Island, with the 4 kgs off the back from a neat draw of gate number 4. If this horse can get a nice run in transit, he was backed off the boards last time out from 14-1 into 28-10, but it was just a below par run that day from him. Form line has been boosted quite nicely, course and distance suits, and coming from a yard that's banging form, I think he'll be on the premises at 10-1. And then number 7, the Gliding Fish. Back on the poly track, a surface that he seems to run very well on. He's dropped a point in the ratings, and I think that this horse shouldn't be too far off the action. That run 3 runs back over track and trip, beaten a length behind Lucky Dollar. If he has to reproduce that run in this race, I think he'll be a massive contender for top honors at around 8-1. So 4 and 7. There's 2 horses that I'm going to play some swingers around, but I think it's a tough race.
Yeah, it looks a race where if you minimize your spend here, you'll be an absolute winner. Here you about number 4, King's Island. Just to add on that, yeah, those horses that have come out to win were Continental Express and Global Impact, racing off a net 68. And if you're going to follow up, if you went for him last time out with 14-1 or whatever price you got, so this could be the right race that you're going to go for. He looks like the value bet in the race, number 4, King's Island. But the stable companion, Run to Rio, won a good race last time out, good draw of 1. Number 2, Send Me. Well, here's a horse that continues to drop in the ratings of a net 65 now, with Imkhalisi Mbuto claiming 2.5 kgs, and having watched his last 2 starts over 1400, I think he'll do well over a mile. Number 3, El Rey Vin, the run of the race, a strong front runner. We know where he's going to be turning to the straight. I think these other horses will have to fetch him. And then Royal mentioned 7, the Gliding Fish, and number 10, Pembury. Yeah, over the weekend I was very interested to see how Pied Piper and Vencedor go. I know Vencedor did run a place behind Master Silvano, but Pied Piper was disappointing. They come from that form line, and this horse is poorly drawn out at 10. Whew, I don't know if you can minimize your spend here. It's 10 runners, 5 horses. I'm going to give you. You giving us 2 horses. You happy with your 2 horses?
I'm happy with those.
So we're going 4 and 7. So
giving us 3 now.
no, I'll give you 2, and then we'll flip a coin for the other horse. So 4 and 7 are going to be your 2 horses. I'll go with the front runner, number 3 and 2. So 2 and 3 then. 2 and 3. I like the rating drop would send me 3, the front runner, in form colors as well. So 2, 3, 4, and 7. And then we can flip a coin for the third one. My third choice will possibly be, Run to Rio.
Yeah, great.
Run to Rio.
Happy with that.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Trying to minimize your spend here, racing fans. 5 out of the 10 runners. Hopefully that's good enough to survive. Well, race number 6 is the Apprentice C Stakes over 2,000 meters, and the apprentices, well, they're having their fair share of races around the country these days, and at this race meeting on this Wednesday, they got 2 races for them, races 6 and 9. Race number 6 over 2,000 meters. Let's have a look at the field and some betting. Well, number 2, Spectacular, is at 4 to 1. So is number 3, The Wolf, at 4 to 1. Then we got number 5, Star of the Future, at 5 to 1. 6, Queen Amina, at 8 to 1. 8, King Bavarian, is at 5 to 1. 9, Rodriguez, at 6 to 1, and it's double figures, the balance. Well, this race, Rail, there are a few runners that I think will run well, and there are a few runners that I feel will improve as well. So it's complicated. Again, a field of 11, Apprentice handicap. I think let's firstly touch on that run that we all witnessed last time out behind King Bavarian and Rodriguez, should I say. Yeah, that was a tale of 2 cities. King Bavarian to the front, handy, stays on, and 9, Rodriguez, coming through from last in the quickest time. The weights favor 9, Rodriguez, this time round. If you work it out with the apprentice claiming, etc., it's 2.5 kgs better off. But what's very interesting to me, and this is something, sometimes we tend to overread things as punters, as form studiers, as analysts. King Bavarian, Damien Pillay, last time out, claimed 4, rode a good race and won. Yes, I know JC Waters has won on the horse twice. Yeah. But why is he on number 10, 6, Hot Fix? If he was on number 8, King Bavarian, the weight turnaround wouldn't have been too much with number 9, Rodriguez. But they put him on 10, 6, Hot Fix, and that's where it gets complicated for me. Because 6, Hot Fix, from a 92 to an 83, and now a net 75 with him claiming. And although poorly drawn, we know that he loves racing at the track. Am I reading too much into the riding arrangements here?
I think the 10 is just a better horse. I mean,
currently or on form?
No, I would say on form it's number 8.
Yes, on current form.
On current form it's number 8 because he's winning. Overall, I think the 10 is a better horse, and
especially on the poly track.
Especially on the poly track, all of his victories have been on the surface, and he gets with the 4 kgs off the back. He comes in with 60 kgs, right? When you have a look at his current form, it's not going to inspire much confidence. But with his rating dropping, him taking a drop in class, he's at 25 to 1 in the market. He's one of the roughies that I like in the race, along with a horse that's drawn the ace here from the Paul Lafferty yard, number 1, Total Surrender. Now, when you have a look at his form, he's run in the Grand Heritage behind Pomodoro's Jet. He's run behind Tamara's Tree, King's Express, who was a win over the weekend. Count Hutiku, another horse that was a win over the weekend. He's on a mark of 83. It's a draw strike with him. 11 out of 11 last time out. He gets 1 out of 11 on Wednesday. He goes 2,000 meters, and he actually finished off his race in a good time last time out. He was the fastest to finish. He hit the line, I thought, with quite a lot of intent, and he's now second up after arrest as well, and he's at 16-1 in the market. So I can see this horse playing a hand in the outcome of race number 6. When you have a look at the horses that he's run to, and the average ratings, especially 96, 88, 91, 90. So he's run against far stronger than what he does meet here. So I think this could be, I think Paul Lafferty could have found the ideal race for the son of Flower Alley to perhaps improve on his current form. I know he is a 6-year-old, and I know that the 10 horse is a 7-year-old, so there's not much improvement to come from them. But in a race of this nature, with both horses claiming 4, I think that they can make their presence felt.
Oh, this is turning out to be a race that you want to play a quartet now. We're tipping 25-1 shots and 16-1 shots here as horses to follow in race number 6, then it becomes tough. Place accumulator, bar pot, pick 6. Racing fans, you're going to do well to try and see yourself through here, because there's a star of the future form where there's weight turnarounds as well. Spectacular, you can't discount. In fact, numbers 2, 3 and 5 all coming through from that form line. 8 and 9 got a form line to follow. 6 Hot Fix, a joker of the pack. Ryle thinks number 1, Total Surrender, could be a runner. I'm battling to narrow anything down here, racing fans. It's of no help whatsoever, but let's give a roving banker. Let's each give a roving banker. I'm going to go to the ever faithful number 9, Rodriguez. The young man, you know, he could do what he could do last time out from the worst of the draws, but I think we'll turn it with King Bavarian. I'm just hoping that this time round, not as far back as he was. So I'm going to go 9, King Rodriguez, as my roving banker.
I'm going to go the one that was a 16-1 shot. These Total Surrender.
Total Surrender for Rael, 9 Rodriguez for me, and 6 Hot Fix. Could be a bigger price horse at 25-1, but it could be his day to shine.
Race number 7, this is a Gallop TVC Stakes over the 1200 meter trip. 15:35 is the off time, and your favorite here is horse number 5, Super Fast, at 5-2. It is a 33-10 preemptive strike. Number 6, Canal Scarter, 7-2. Magic Surprise, 10-1 into 8-1. Intrepid at 8-1. It's 10-1 and better by those D's. This is another race that...
I'm all in with the horse here. I mean, I'm not playing games here. I've made up my play, and yeah, I'm going to go Super Fast, because again, you know, it's a race where I've tried to paint the picture a few times in my head, and I can only see one result here. If this horse goes to the front, and this young man, Polisi Mputo, who's won on this horse, has had 4 seconds on the horse, just judges his fractions up front and times it, I think the horses that will be running on a bit too late. I went for him, I think, a few meetings back over 1400 meters where he was drawn 1. Unfortunately, he did not race. So this time round, from the draw with the claim 2.5 kgs, an apprentice that knows him well, I'm going to say he's the horse to beat. That horse, Give Me the Good Life, ran second, and we saw win again over the weekend for Tony Peter. And then the subsequent winner has been Lion's Eye. So the form line's looking good. He's quick. There's nothing that can match him for early gate speed here. They all will be hoping that he comes up for air and they can possibly fetch him over the final 200 meters. The way Tony Rivellin's stable's going, we're watching his horses. They look well. His confidence has been passed on with regards to his comments, etc. And he's having his results. He went through that quiet patch in his stable, but everything has turned now. And I'm hoping this horse can be the business on Wednesday. So I'm going to go all in banker number 5, Super Fast.
Yeah, I think he is our ideal roving banker, and certainly from a place accumulator point of view, I'd be happy to banker him, because you're going to get an honest run for your money, and if his current form is anything to go by, well, then you'll run second again. And with a 2.5 off the back, he should be there or thereabouts. I thought Preemptive Strike will be a massive contender. Sean Veal is back in the irons. He knows his horse best. He jumps from gate number 3. He should get a nice run in transit, and I think he'll certainly be right there at the finish. Even this horse, Winter Waves, who finds himself better off at the weights with Super Fast on that run to Give Me the Good Life. He's at least a kg and a half better off at the weights, and he was doing his best work at the finish that day. So from gate number 4, if he doesn't find himself too far back in the run-in, I think that he could be competitive at around 10-1 in the market. And then this horse number 9, Hope is Power. Course and distance suits. He's been a bit frustrating to follow, but if we go to that run, He's also run behind Give Me the Good Life, and he's a horse that I think can just be competitive with a 4 off the back. He needs a bit of luck in running, but with the pace likely to be on, he'll be flying at them later on in the day. So 3, 4 and 9, the 3 are the horses that I'll include with the 5 horse super fast.
Okay, Ryan looking for a horse to come from off the speed here, because we know who's going to be the speed horse, who's the horse to fetch turning into the straight, and it's number 5 super fast. And he's hoping that the horses that will be running on could be numbers 3, 4 and 9. And that's a wrap of race 7. Well, we're on to the penultimate race on the card. It's race number 8, a B Stakes over 1,200 meters. Bringing up the field, having a look at some betting. Yeah, there will be adjustments after the scratching of number 6, Princess Hannah. Just scratched shortly before we started off the show. So number 6, Princess Hannah, is out. See, there's adjustments already in the betting. So number 2, Rainbow Reward. Number 1, Captain's Christie, is at 4-1. Number 2, Rainbow Reward, at 33-10. Number 3, Mojo Man, at 28-10. And then we got 8, Quandary, at 7-1, and 9, King of Spin, at 8-1, and 10, Bourbon Warrior, at 7-1. I'm not going to change my plan and my way of thought for this race. I initially had numbers 2, 3, and 6 here, Rael, for all the bets, but I'm just going to take out number 6 and not overthink this race now. Number 2, Rainbow Reward, Kumaran Naidu's runner. If he repeats his last start, he wins. 8 out of 9, Cabello rode him and showed useful fractions up front, just finding Isi Quishy too good on the day. I think it would have been Cabello's choice, but his mount is scratched because he rode both these horses, Princess Hannah and Rainbow Reward, last time out. I'm almost certain that he would have been his choice. He would have went for the horse that's coming from off the speed, because he would have learnt a lot about this mare last time out, but unfortunately that is out, so he's missed out on a winner, I think, with number 2, Rainbow Reward here, who I think, just like Super Fast in the previous race, uncomplicated. We know where he's going to be turning to the straight. The only danger I make is number 3, Mojo Man. Yeah, again, that run behind Connery, we will see how that works out in this race, because Connery was cleverly ridden, I must add, that day, and Mojo Man was one of the better finishers. So Matthew and Mike de Kock have engaged the services of Callan Murray again. He's got to know this horse very well, and those are only going to be the 2 runners, Rael, numbers 2 and 3. If I had to pick out one more, the horse that keeps just nagging at me is number 1, Captain's Christie. That's the only other horse that I've come up with, but I'm happy with numbers 2 and 3.
I'm not quite sure what to make of this race. Just having a look at the horses and the form over the distance, there's only, Master Josh, King of Spin, and Bourbon Warrior, and then you have Quandary, but Quandary's a better horse on the turf. These 2, 9 and 10, both horses that have been winners over the trip. They've both run well on the poly track, but they've got deep draws to contend with, and Bourbon Warrior doesn't find himself ideally weighted here on that run to when he ran second to King of Spin in that progress plate. So King of Spin, erratic, but he seems to be a horse that's very capable on his day, so I'm going to be including him into the play. Number 1, Captain's Christie, from gate number 1. She's a horse that just needs cover, and if she can get the cover from gate 1, get a nice toe into the race and be produced as late as possible, I think she can get home over 1,200 meters. As much as the form is better over the 5 furlongs, I think 1,200 with a bit of cover and being produced late on in the day could just suit her. So I think she's got to go in. Rainbow Reward, you made a case for him. He's definitely the horse that they're all going to have to go and fetch going through the final 200. Mojo Man, not convinced on his form over the trip. He seems better over the 5, as does Captain's Christie, but with a nice run through, perhaps he could see it out. So yeah, all in all, I'm not sold on the race, Deezer. I think it's a race where the guys need to go wide. Personally, I'm going to go wide in the exotics and include a few of these horses.
Okay, Ryle playing it wide in race number 8. So I'm just going to go 2 and 3 and minimize the spend here. But you be the judge. Race number 8, it could be a nice quartet to catch here in the 8th race, because it's now just a small field of 9 runners at the time of recording, with the scratching of number 6, Princess Hannah.
Race number 9, this is an apprentice D stakes over the 1200 meter trip. 16:45 is the off time for the 9th and final race on the card. Joint favourites numbers 6 and 10, 9-2 in the market. Lulu the Legend 5-1, United Nation 6-1, Mama's Baby 8-1 into 7-1, number 4 Ruby Clear 10-1 into 8-1, Katavar Paka Mali 8-1 shots. The horse that Dees has gone for in the past, Rhythm 16-1, down 10-1, and then Count Marsh and Sky Velocity about 25-1 shots. Dees, I'm going to start off with number 9 Yanakis, number 6 Yanakis.
Whoa, this is a race.
It's a tough race.
This is I just looked at, I just went and I just had a look at our numbers prior to this. In race 4, we agree 5 and 10, yes. Right? And you like Binguelela or okay, you like 6 there, right? So that's 3 runners, right? 5, 6, and 10. I just want to recap to see how we're going. Then I liked race 7, number 5, Strong there, super fast to try and minimize it. And you went to 3, 4, and 9 there as cover, okay? So it's either 5 or 4 runners there. And then in the 8th race, I like 2 and 3. You know, I'm looking at the races where I went short, but you suggesting 9 and maybe even 10 and 1. So it's just a way of structure now, because if we look at it, because those apprentice race early on we said complicated. This apprentice race complicated, so it could be a perm that costs more than the pool itself. Dare I say that? But yet I'm suggesting race 7, number 5, Super Fast as the banker. Race 4, 5 and 10, right, like 6. But now if you're running in this big 6 and whatever percentage you've taken, this is where it's time to sweat, because there's nothing cut and dry here. I mean, this is the betting says it all. It's 9-2 the field, you said?
Yeah, 9-2 the field. Yes. It's a tough race. 6, 7, 2 horses that I think I'm going to roll in the quartet.
Yanakis form is tops.
Very, very good. A very good piece of form.
Don't surprise
winning the Mask, and Prize Platinum also winning from that form line. Correct.
For Clinton Budna.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, so that form line's good.
And when you have a look at, he gets 4 kgs off the back, so he effectively well in, because he got a 3-point penalty. I don't think it's a concern. He has run second on the poly track early on. He's a horse that I think Gary Richards just needed to get to the bottom of. He's had a few issues, this horse, a few issues with these legs, but he seems to be all on track now, and I just get the feel that he could be in the right race here. And then Lulu the Legend, course and distance suits, was a good win 2 starts back. Last time out on the turf, not disgraced behind Lion's Eye. I think he's a better horse on the poly track though, and I can see this horse running a huge race with Trent Mayu in the iron. So 6 and 7, I think 2 horses to play around, but the race doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't. You mentioned Rhythm that I've liked in the past. Now he's drawn 1. There's some support. Yeah, I'll include him. It's not a strong selection, but 16-1 into 10-1. He's now racing off, what's it, a net 60, 82, 60, a net 60. It's a net 60 for him, which is a very low mark considering he's got the 4 claimer there. So number 1, Rhythm will get my vote. You mentioned 6 and 7. Looking at the balance of the runners, a horse like Mask On, although poorly drawn at last start, will interest you, and poorly drawn as well behind him, Valero. It's a tough race. I've written down field in the race. Yeah. But if I had to give you one horse, racing fans, it will be number 1, Rhythm, who is coming down in the ratings, and 16-1 looked too attractive. He's now trading at 10-1. So 1 going to be my roving banker and quartet.
I want to go 4 horses in the final leg of PA. I've got 6 and 7. You've got 1. Which one? One more to include. 1
more from me. I'm going to go Mama's Baby.
Okay, so it's 1, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, but how is Girish riding? Girish took it.
Yeah.
Riding well all over the country.
Yeah, even Girish Samabertia, he's improved quite a lot there. So
and even this young kid, I mean, on Monday, Dejan Lowe.
Yes.
He came to Delhi with that horse, Saudi Cat.
Yeah, at Hollywoodbets Durbanville.
I think he went between 2 runners. I think Boogie Fight was on the inside.
And he had a winner over the weekend at Hollywoodbets Scottsville.
He's riding well. He's really riding well, this young man.
The word is that he could be the next champion apprentice.
Yeah, it's still early days. It's still early days. These young men, at their, what I call, crawling stage of their career.
Sure.
Yeah, and then it's time to try and walk, and then I don't know if most of them get to run, but we know who's running these days. It's the likes of Richard Fourie in our part of the world, breaking records and everything. From where Richard was to where he is, I mean, he is the gold standard for these young kids.
Yeah, absolutely. He continues to set the bar, and I think this season championship is going to be interesting.
I heard that young man's interview on Monday. He says he always wants to beat Richard Fourie in the finish, and he managed to dead heat. So it was a high moment for him early on in his career.
Yeah, you know, what's that saying? If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, when you see the likes of Richard and you know, setting records that are unthinkable, you know, this young man's got something to aim at.
Absolutely.
But Richard's always been a guy that's approachable for these young kids, and he's always an inspiration.
Yeah, most definitely. Looking forward to the rest of the season, D's, and let's see how these two apprentice races do go on the day. Well,
that is it. Thank Royal Radhakrishna, thank the Gallop TV team, and from myself, D's down, and to you, the valued racing fan, happy holiday on this Heritage Day. Royal Radhakrishna tells me he's going to be wearing a kurta to the race course. I'll still be wearing my usual Gallop TV outfit. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.